months, I've been reading about many sports personalities who've been opting out of competitive games, citing mental health reasons. There was one who found herself getting very anxious answering post match questions. Then there was another who believed that she won't be on top of her game and decided that she would rather opt out and give her teammates a chance at the goal. There was another who had hurt his left index finger, and besides wanting to rest it and recover from it, he also cited mental health reasons as another aspect of why he preferred to take a break. I wondered that what were the reasons possibly for these sports stalwarts to opt out of their respective competitions. And there was not enough data for me to really get any answers. Were they afraid of losing? Were they afraid of being judged by their fans? Were they actually going to be self-loathing if they did not meet the criteria that they had set for themselves? But these were all assumptions. So I decided to flip the question to myself and ask myself, if I was their mental health coach, what would I teach? And I came upon 3 core attitudes that I believed if today we all, not only sports people, but all of us learn in general, a lot of emotional muscle and mental stamina will be our companion. The first one I thought to teach would be the courage to lose. Yes, I know, none of us like to lose. We all want to win. But it is this very fear of loss that often makes us fragile and very brittle. And why are we afraid of losing? Because we think losing is the end of the world. It isn't. It is only an indication that maybe you and I did something not so correctly this time around to create a loss for ourselves. Of course, many variables also exist, but I do believe many a time we associate winning as a great thing and losing as a pathetic thing. And then in the fear of loss, knowing that we may sometimes not be in top form, we decide to cop out. The second aspect of what I wanted to teach was that you do not equal your sport. Let us not define ourselves so narrowly by calling ourselves golfers, tennis players, swimmers, athletes, etc. Because our identity is much more than just that. Our sport forms an aspect of us. It is not the total defining feature of us. And if we are able to separate ourselves from what we play and what we do, yes, even in our careers, we'd be much, much more robust mentally and much, much more sturdy because we are not always on the firing line when we decide to set out to get onto that tennis court or to jump a high jump. The third aspect of what I thought I would teach would be that do not worry about being judged by others. Yes, I know, all of us love to be loved. All of us love to be thought of very well. All of us like to be liked. And fans, to a large extent, make us the people that we are. But honestly, the worry about being judged by fans, by allowing others to decide whether we are good or bad, is the biggest culprit in anxiety. And it is sometimes the fear of not living up to the expectations of these fans that we decide to possibly opt out. The only way not to be judged is not to be born. That the most important thing in life is not about how we are judged, but it is about how we look at ourselves and give ourselves the permission to just be very ordinary people. So summing up, the courage to lose. Losing isn't the end of the world. Losing just determines that there were some things that didn't go right in a particular match that day. You are not your sport. Do not narrow yourself and define your entire identity based on a career or the sport that you play. And think about how well you think of yourself rather than worry about how you're judged by another. Because as the philosopher said, the only way not to be judged is not to be born. Stay well, stay safe. Thank you for tuning in and please continue to subscribe. Till next week, it's goodbye and thank you.